All right, guys. I wasn't gonna say nothing, but we got to talk about new Harry Potter. Honestly, I don't know where I stand right now. Honestly, I'm kind of floating right in between like cautious and curious, but online isn't the same. There are very extremes and very other extremes. I've seen the photos and I've seen all the takes and I've seen all of Twitter. Honestly, that's usually a mistake, by the way. So people that haven't been keeping up with it, HBO, well, Max now doing a full on reboot of the Harry Potter series, but instead of movies, they're actually doing TV series. It's not going to be a sequel. It's not going to be a spin-off. It's actually based off of the movies from our childhood. The reason they're basing it off the movies is because now they're going to look deeper because it's a TV show, right? They have longer episodes, longer amount of film time. They're going to look deeper into the darker side of it, right? It's going to the things that weren't shown in the movies or couldn't be transferred from the book to the movies. They're going to try to transfer to the show. The plan is 7 seasons, like the 7 Seas. So we'll have to see where that sails off to the seas. And apparently each season obviously is going to cover one book. So if you think about it, you have an entire season. Say you have 12 to 15 episodes, 40 minutes apiece. That's a lot of film. You can say a lot in 10 hours worth of footage. So J.K. Rowling is actually the executive producer on this too. So it's going to stay true to the stories, but also there's a lot of argument and debate around that. People are saying, okay, good, that's great, keep it to the story. Other people are saying, why are we still funding her? I don't know. I'm not going to touch that. I'm not political. I just talk about video games and content creators and gaming. That's it. And sometimes movies, I guess. I got to get into movies because this is actually pretty interesting. Now, let's get into the real drama, the real meat and potatoes, the real meat and potatoes. Now, obviously, the real drama isn't about J.K. Rowling, to be honest. Everybody is talking about Harry, Ron, Hermione, Hagrid, Dumbledore, Snape. They're talking about the people in the series that are going to have to be replaced as the cast, right? So I'm obviously going to have them on screen here now. We got Harry, we got Ron, we got Hermione. Honestly, most of the castings are pretty good, especially because obviously you're casting children. They look kind of similar. I think as long as they perceive a similar persona on camera, I think it'll be fine. The funny one to me, and I don't know if everybody feels the same vibes, but Hagrid is hilarious. Dude, look at this guy. Now, the internet being the internet, obviously people are like, oh, how are you supposed to cast Snape? They're going to, change that he's white to black or whatever. It's just always a political or a cultural debate. I'm unsure where I stand with all that. It looks like I'm fence sitting, but honestly, I just really don't know about that. What I do know is Hagrid looks hilarious. So like, I'll read some here. This looks terrible. The kids don't have it at the same magic. Why they ruin perfection. Let them act first. Y'all were probably mad about Daniel Radcliffe once too. So it seems like people are kind of split. Now, here's my personal opinion. I think the reason I'm cautious is because the magic of Harry Potter from when I was a child and how good that was, I don't want them to not do it justice. But it seems like they're trying to actually cast these people. And as long as J.K. Rowling has an executive producer position and actually is active in making sure that it's lore accurate, if they're just going to dive deeper into the books, I don't see why that's an issue. Like, what do you expect? Them to shrink Daniel Radcliffe down like George shrinks? I mean, the time has passed. The nostalgia has got, like, you just got to leave it. You just got to leave it in the past. But it's okay to be critical about if they're going to do this correct or not. Now, for me, I find it's like, honestly, I think it's a really good idea to have, you have your book and you're going to make a TV series so you can dive deeper into the books. I think that's awesome. Whereas before, there's some things that you're seeing things just do its circle of life and now they're renewing the series and all this stuff. And it's just garbage. It's just absolute garbage compared to what the movies were, what the books were, or whatever. Now, obviously, some people are mad about the race swapping and the changes in appearance, whatever. I'm not going to really get into that. But if you want my opinion, I don't think it's like we're not depicting World War II here. We don't need to have the guys in the trenches, and if there's a woman there from World War One, it's like, oh, women were in World War One. Brother, it isn't a World War One or World War II documentary. It's a reimagination of what our childhood was really about. I think we're kind of blessed to even look deeper into the books as a TV series, especially because we're all couch potatoes that just sit on our couches, sit on our ass and watch TV all day, right? I think we should be pretty blessed. But again, I'm holding off judgment. Obviously, the 10, 11, 12, 13-year-olds that are casted, I'm obviously holding off judgment. I'm sure they're going to do a great job. If you go back and watch the acting from the chess scene in Harry Potter, here, I'll put it here. This is some good-ass acting, boys.
Once I make my move, the Queen will take me. Then you're free to check the king.
No,
Ron, no!
To be fair, I'm gonna talk for what it is for the whole public. What I really think is happening, I think we're honestly talking for our childhood. We're talking because we felt a sacred bond for the Harry Potter films or Harry Potter books or whatever. But if you remember back in the day, if you look up, if there was forums from back in the day, I can guarantee you the people that were absolute hardcore fans of the books, they weren't happy with who was casted. I can promise you. I can promise you right now that people were not happy about who was casted. There's always going to be those people that aren't happy. Now, not on a political side of J.K. Rowling, obviously. I understand the criticism, the debate there. Sure, you can lean either way you want. But I do think that there is a jump at these people before even seeing how good of actors they are or actresses they are or the story building that people are actually going to do to transfer the book and movie the book into an actual TV show, right? If they do it right, how are we supposed to critique? But we don't even know yet. Like we got to give it a chance. But at the same time, I do understand we're asked to like erase the mental image of what Harry Potter and stuff was before and try to accept what is to be forward. That's just what entertainment is. It grows. We have to accept that there is nostalgia to it, especially something like, I used to play old school Maple or Maple Story back in the day. And it grew and grew and grew, and now it's not what it used to be. And now they're gonna bring out a new Maple Story classic this fall, which I will be playing. And people have the expectation that it's gonna be the same as before. I can promise you, as a 29-year-old man with a career, it's not going to be the same as it was before. When I was playing Maple Story before, the hardest thing I had to decide was whether I want a blue or a red popsicle while I was playing so I can get my laptop sticky. I don't know. Maybe they're right. Maybe we're just older now and seeing stuff from a different lens. I honestly, I don't know about it. Now, if the reboot is going to work, though, let's talk about what they have to do and what I'm hoping they do and predict that will be done. One is pacing. They need to do the pacing right. They need to hit the most important parts, and they have to have an adequate amount of information from the books that was not translated to the movies, translated to the TV shows to make people actually happy about it. Because as long as the pacing is good and it's a good show, new viewers are going to like it. And as long as the pacing is good and it's a good show and it has really good adaptation, then the regular viewers are going to like it. And then as long as you're putting in very important aspects that were in the books, the hardcore fans are going to love it. So it's not that crazy to think if the pacing is right and the content is right and the world building is right, or the tone is right, it's gonna be fine. I think the most important part though, if you do want and number one thing they have to do is depth. I think if they're promising that it's gonna translate more from the book to the TV show than it did book to movie, they really need to they need to give Ginny like an entire persona, like a personality, not just a random character. They need to do spin-off episodes of what was going on with Snape, and see the behind the scenes of what was going on with these characters while they were having character building moments. You know what I mean? And the real question about is like, do we really need this? I keep saying this, it's like, why are we doing this? Do we really need this? Okay, we don't have it, then we just accept that we watch the movies off nostalgia, and that's just what it is. But if we do get it, what if it's good? Then we get to relive it all again. And most of these people that watched Harry Potter when they were younger, 25 plus, a lot of these people probably got kids. You probably have kids or even their friends that they're with. They get to experience this new world together. I think that's pretty cool. And imagine showing your children that are 4 to 8 years old, 4 to 10 years old, 11 years old, 12 years old, even this new Harry Potter, and they've never seen Harry Potter before, never been interested in it. What an amazing moment parents are going to be able to have with these children to build a connection off of this amazing universe. Yeah. Anyway, guys, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm curious. I'm hesitant, but I'm not totally against it. I think it's fine. I think people that are calling for the child actors to be recast are absolutely disgusting, brother. They're not gonna look like Emma Watson. They're not gonna look like Daniel Radcliffe, brother. The time's gone. You need to accept that they're kids. I think that they're going to do a great job. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think. I would love to know what you think. And also hit the like button because I want this to grow. So that would be deadly. And anyway, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Okay? Yeah. We'll see you tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah. See you tomorrow.